Did you know you can change memories? I mean, when I say that, I'm not suggesting you're changing the facts, but it's really important to know that your memories aren't necessarily fact. Oh, we can argue with our brothers and sisters over whether or not the corner shop where we used to live was on the left or the right, and somewhere in amongst that there is a kernel of truth, and one of you will probably be right. But of course, most of our memories are absolutely not factual. They are almost entirely driven by our perspective at the time. All you have to do is think back to when you were a small child and maybe you were at school and how big you thought the chairs were or the desks. And then revisit when you're an adult and realize that those big chairs, that big table is actually tiny. It's just because of the perspective. So the next question is to be, well, why would you want to change your memory? Well, why would you want to change your memory? Well, some memories don't help us. Some memories make us feel like a victim. Some memories make us feel bitter and angry, and that's unhelpful, but we're unwilling to let go of it because we believe it to be the truth. You see, I'm a little less bothered about what the truth is at this point as to whether or not it helps you. If we keep reliving a memory that is unhelpful, then we might want to change it. So to give you an example, a little while ago, quite a few years to be honest, I wrote my car off. I was driving along a 3-lane dual carriageway, funnily enough, and I aquaplaned, I spun round, I put my foot on the brake, it was a habit. I spun round, I smashed into the barrier, smashed back into the road, my car was written off. The airbags had gone off as well. It's the only time I've ever smelt that smell of the airbag going off. It was absolutely teeming with rain. I got out of the car and I moved to the side of the road and stood on the other side of the barrier, getting wet, waiting for the police to come. A few other cars stopped and they called the police so that they could come and sort the situation out. But what's important here is how that accident might affect me in terms of my memory. If I go over that memory over and over again and I see myself spinning around and going, oh no, I nearly died, it was really dangerous, I might develop a fear of driving in the rain. And if you don't know already, I live in the UK. It rains quite a bit, especially in winter, and I have to drive. And I don't need that fear. It's not helpful. Okay. What I can do is learn from it. I can learn not to put my foot on the brake when aquaplaning. Oops. Okay. But what I need to not be afraid of is driving in the rain. So I needed to change that memory instead of it making me nervous. So it took me a while to do that. But you can put music to it. Now, my brain knows this isn't the true memory, but it also knows that my perception may not be true as well. So I actually put music to it. So in my memory, when I'm spinning round, I can hear a great waltz. I think it's a Strauss waltz I can hear in my head. I can also see myself waving at the drive. There was a driver in a lorry coming up behind me, and I'm kind of waving at that, going, hey, and that lorry driver's waving nice. It's a lovely little video now in my head, okay? And then later on, when the hire car they gave me a tiny little car, and I felt like I was being buffeted, I heard another piece of music, which was a comedy piece of music. And I always hear that when I play that video to myself. So I can now talk about that accident. I can talk about what happened, but I've changed the picture. I'm not fooling myself, but it takes the sting away. It takes the emotion away. Some people call this reframing. I don't mind what you call it, but know that if there's a memory that's not helping you, okay, if there's a memory that's not helping you, learn the lessons you need to learn. But then know that you can replay it until it takes the sting out of it. I hope that's of use.